episode of Comic Convo. Today we will talk about some of the books that I've been reading this week, as well as some news in the comic book world. First up, there's some sad news, as there's been a number of creator deaths over the past couple of weeks. Joe Simon, the co-creator of Captain America, died recently at the age of 98. And even more recently, Eduardo Barreto died at the age of 57, which is even more tragic. He was most famous for me anyway, for being an artist on Irredeemable, which his son also worked on. Our thoughts go out to both of those families, and it's a tragic loss for the comic book community, and they shall be sorely missed. In other less important news, the trailer for The Dark Knight Rises has been released very recently. It looks interesting. I really like how they don't give away too much in these trailers, because I don't like plot points being given away too early on, so I won't be reading anything about it, but the trailer looks good and I can't wait until the summer next year to actually watch the film. So with the news out of the way, let's get on to the first book that I've been reading this week, and that is Green Wake #7, written by Curtis Weeb with art by Riley Rossmo. Green Wake started off as a 5-issue miniseries. After the 3rd issue, it got put up into an ongoing, and this is the 2nd issue of the new ongoing story. And with this new story, we find that the world of Green Wake is changing. I won't give away too much, because I encourage you, because it's only 7 issues in, to go back and read the first one, so I won't spoil any of that. But we find that Green Wake is changing from before. There's a side plot of these children that are going missing, and there is a big reveal regarding that at the end, which is quite an interesting setup. We're interested to see where that will go. This art style within the book, as you can see from the cover, is quite a unique one. It suits the tone of the book quite well, because it's pretty sketchy, pretty otherworldly, and that sets up what Green Wake is. It's not of this earth. Overall, I was really impressed with this issue, especially after a solid 5-issue miniseries before it. It's good to see that they've taken that story, which was a good story, and they're going with a new, interesting direction that's not the same. I'm looking forward to seeing what comes in the future from these guys. I'd highly encourage you to check out this book, especially the first 5 issues. If the style of art interests you at all, the covers are great, the art inside, it might not be for everyone's taste, but I really enjoy it. It's a different comic book style, and I'm really enjoying this book, and I can't wait for it to come out month to month. Second book, or should that be books, that I'm talking about this week is Wonder Woman numbers 1, 2 and 3. This is the first review of a DC New 52 that I'll be doing. I heard good things about Wonder Woman, so I went back and picked them all up. That's why I'm reviewing them all, because I've only read them recently. Mainly because I was on a massive Brian Azzarello kick, and I wanted to read pretty much everything that he's done. Last week I spoke about Spaceman. I've recently been reading 100 Bullets. This is another one of his titles, with the art by Cliff Chang. Lovely cover for issue 1 there. Now, being fairly new to Wonder Woman, I felt that this was a good introduction to the character and the world that she lives in. I felt that as a 3-book story, they've worked really well together. It's a nice read when they're all together, but I felt it would have been a bit of a slow burn for me picking them up month to month. So I may not have picked them up if I just bought number 1 when it came out, but I'm glad that I've stuck with it, because actually I think this is going to be quite an interesting title down the line. So I'm glad that I've done it the way I have, so I'm actually going to be reading the story, because I feel I might have dropped it a bit too soon. Out of the 3, I feel that issue 2 was the best, because Azzarello did a great job with the writing there. There's a good little plot twist right at the end, a little cliffhanger that meant you had to come back for issue 3, which was well carried out in issue 3. There was a nice continuation of that story, and unravelling the origin of Wonder Woman and her creation, I guess, and how that's changed from what I understood it to be and what she understood it to be. So actually it's a new revelation for the character and the people reading it, which is a really interesting take. So I enjoyed that. The art in this book is great, especially some of the scenes from the first issue I'll show you here. Very cinematic in nature, quite frenetic, I guess is the word. These issues have been really action-packed, and I can't wait to read some more Wonder Woman by Brian Azzarello. That's been all from this week. I'll see you next week with some more comic book news and reviews. Take care.